Hey y'all. All right, so real quick, I got an old teaching story to tell y'all because I used to teach high school for 5 years, not 15, 5 years. So, but before I hop in, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Victoria Danielle. I am abundant life and financial coach. And I help Christian women to find their purpose, get really clear about it, overcome their fear, and then also get control of their finances. Okay. But back to our little teach and tell story. When I taught high school, y'all, some of the kids used to be so mad with me. And one of the reasons they used to be really mad with me is because they were used to getting really good grades in all of their classes. And then they would get to me and I would really make them work. And then they would get mad if they would get anything below a B. And I used to tell them all the time, because these would be good kids, right? And I would tell them all the time, listen, I'm not giving you grades based on good behavior. I'm not doing it. And so what I've learned from that experience and being in the school system and working with them is I really don't get impressed by good grades. I think it's great. I think it does show some perseverance when it comes to the child, but I don't think it shows the full picture. So if you were to ask somebody what makes a successful student, and I think most people would say that good grades is a part of it. But do it. You can Google any college, you can Google any school district, any school, and they will tell you that a successful student does not just equal good grades. If you're looking up a college, they'll probably say, we want to make sure that you're taking advantage of all the resources, going to the career center, taking advantage of office hours, exploring and getting to know people and exposing yourself to different experiences, maybe doing a study abroad, etc. The same goes for being a student in this Christian academy, Christian life, whatever you want to call it, school of life. The same applies. And I think there are 4 mistakes that we make quite often that holds us back from being well-rounded, really truly successful, powerhouse, effective Christians. And I'll go over it. So the first one, we don't read the syllabus. How many of us, when we were in school, really read through the syllabus? You'll walk in and people are turning in assignments and turning in work. You're like, what are y'all doing? Like, professor never brought up this assignment. Oh, in the syllabus, there was an extra credit assignment. It says that they weren't going to bring it up, but if you want to do an extra credit assignment, it was in the syllabus. Some people get the syllabus, get it, grab it, toss it to the side. How many of us do that with the Bible? What I need for you to do is read Ephesians 6:14 through 18. I'm not going to read it for you because you know how to read, but go and read it. It's where it's talking about the armor of God, what you need to do. That's your syllabus. We don't read the syllabus. Second mistake that we make. Not only do we not read the syllabus, we don't study. These are like bare minimum things, but we don't. If you look in 2 Timothy 2:15, it talks about, essentially getting God's approval. How's he going to approve your work? I love how the Living Bible puts it. It pretty much says if you want your work to be approved, you need to not just know the word, you also need to know what it means. How many of us are really studying, knowing what it means for ourselves and know it for ourselves? All right, third mistake. we aren't focused. Child, I know it's a tough one. It's a tough one, but we have to get focused. The Bible in Mark 4:18-19, it talks about, the four types of ground. You've got stony ground, thorny ground. Go back and read where it talks about the thorny ground. How many of us get so distracted? Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of these things. TikTok can be beautiful things, but they're also distractions. And if we don't get control of them, we'll have the same outcome as what Jesus talks about with the thorny ground. Okay. All right. And then the last and fourth mistake that a lot of us make is we really don't understand the power and the value of relationships. Or sometimes we do understand the power of relationships, but then we don't allow ourselves to really form real relationships. And so we miss out on the beauty of it, how it's brought up in Ecclesiastes 4:9-12. A lot of times you hear it when people are getting married, but it really applies to more than just two married people. It applies to relationships. And going back to that school, analogy, I would take a C student who did really well at forming relationships, not just with their peers, but with professors, with, directors over different organizations. I'd take them any day over somebody who had straight A's, went to the library, went to class, and got to know no one. God is saying he would like the same thing too. Not to say that you strive for C work. You strive for your best, land where you land, but don't forget the people. You need that. So, as a quick little recap, we're going to do better. We're not just going to be comfortable Christians. We are going to really work this thing out. So, we're going to read our syllabus. What is it? What are the things that he's asking us to do? What is all the parts of the armor that he's asking us to put on? We're going to study his word, get to know it, know what it means. We are also going to stay focused. Because even in my praying, I I lose focus. And then be mindful of relationships and forging those relationships. So hope this helps anybody. And just like I used to tell them kids in them classroom, I'm not giving you good grades based off of good behavior. The Lord is not giving us a crown just because we was going to church and saying prayers every day. It's more to this walk than that. All right. Love y'all.